Alright, what's going on, everyone? So I got this oil pressure light that comes on. See, the gauge ain't going up. Low oil pressure from Ford. And oil pressure sensor. Got the part number. Focus. Focus. I want to focus. There we go. So that's the part number. And this is on a 2012 F150 EcoBoost. The oil pressure sensor is a little bit hard to see. Okay, so go right here on the driver's side. Right where I'm going to focus, I'll zoom in. Right there where it focuses, that connector, see where it's wet, oh there we go. That is the oil pressure sensor. So I need to get to that, take it off. You see it's all oily. More than likely that sensor is leaking, messing with the connection, what have you, so let's get that swapped out. Okay, so the proper way, at least per workshop manual, says to get the charge pipes. Basically that's what they are. The left-hand air cleaner, pipe to turbocharger pipe, and the left-hand turbocharger to charger cooler pipe, which would be these two pipes right here. That one where that PCV tube goes, and this one right here. But I don't know if it'll work. I have fairly skinny arms and small hands, so I'm gonna try to just take this off, this pipe, try and squeeze down there with it's a 21mm wrench, and see if I can just get it off. In the future, it looks like my high pressure pump gasket is starting to leak as well, so I need to do that ASAP, and I'll probably do a video on that as well. But anyways, let's get this, because I need to know if this oil pressure issue is gonna get taken care of. And so this little PCV is pretty simple. There's a little tab right here on the back side. Pull it, take it off, and then there's little fittings that actually will twist. So you can twist it around to be able to get to the other one, which I already lied. It's on this side, so we'll twist it. Try to get it twisted back this other way. Looks like it's on. Looks like it's locked. But anyways, got another tab on the back side. So we got to get that pushed, and it pushes out, and then it should pull right up. It's a little stuck. Oh, that ain't coming off as easy as it should. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so that's on there good. Let's see. Alright, that's that. Now I think it's gonna be awfully tight, but I think I can squeeze in there. If anything, maybe just move this harness right here out of the way, and this vacuum line, get it pushed out of the way, and maybe I can squeeze my arm down there and get to it without taking off all these pipes. Let's see. Alright, so threw it in wide mode, driver's side. I'm gonna put it about right here, have somewhat of a view. I was able to go in right here with my left hand. I'm pretty much laying up here on the truck, and I can reach down here and get to the sensor. It is a tight fit, so of course the best bet would be to get to, or to take these pipes off, but I'm trying to do it in a little bit of a timely manner. You go through right here. It's pretty much straight down. You'll feel it. I had to use my left hand because the way the deal was shaped, or angled, I should say, the pin on the connector. All right. There we go. Oh yeah. See? You can see how oily it is. Well, that's just my arm. But yeah, that's pretty bad. So I definitely say that this sensor is leaking pretty good. Now the question, see, there it is. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna have to clean that out, but also I need to see if I can even get to the sensor, if I can put a wrench in there. So let me give that a shot. 21 millimeter. That's just a, you know, Amazon, I think, Jet Tech or whatever. Some might not even like this video because this is not gonna be for anyone that has big arms or what have you, but someone's got to have a skinny armed friend or a child, something. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So I can get the box end on it. Now just get a little leverage. And try and break it loose. Alright. Yep. Got it broken loose. That was actually surprisingly not very tight, but no one's worked on this thing. It's completely I guess you can say factory for the most part. And all right, so this is gonna be inch by inch. Probably would be a little faster had I just taken the pipes off. Maybe. Wonder if I can get y'all a view in here of what's going on. All right. So, get you on regular mode. You see the sensor, see the wrench. All right. And see. And just a little turn at a time, just till it loosens up enough where I can zoom in on the sensor. See, it's loose. Just till I can get it loose enough to reach down there and turn it by hand, which I might already be able to do. I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. All right, so there we have it. Sorry. Yeah, it was loose enough. See, it's nice and oily in there. But yeah, it was loose enough after just turning it maybe a full half turn of the sensor using the wrench. And then I was able to just grab onto the connector right here and twist it out by hand. But yeah, this is no good, obviously. And with it getting like that, leaking through the sensor, it's going to mess with the connection, and which was weird because you know, I'd be driving it and out of nowhere it drop and then come back up and drop and come back up, and so I knew it wasn't an actual oil pressure issue, and well, there you have it. So let me get cleaned up and we'll put the new guy on. All right, got at least hands wiped off enough. So here's the new one. It already comes with Teflon. Again, the beginning of the video is the part number. This, I don't know if it fits all years, but mine is a 2012. It's an EcoBoost, a 3.5. It's a F150. I would think that it's pretty much the same. Probably even fit some Coyotes who knows what. But as always, you know, get with the dealer, you know, verify with your VIN and let them do their job. So Orlando's here, an aftermarket person, but I'm not. Anyways, so let me get this bad boy on here. Right there. A little difficult to see with the phone. In person you can see it a lot easier, but right there where I'm pointing is where the sensor goes. So I'll reach down there, feel for that, screw it in there. Okay. Yep, and it's pretty much just straight down. You can feel it with your finger, and then put it in. Know what I mean? There it is. It's all right. It's pretty tight, hand tight. Now I'll just get back in there with my wrench. So there is a torque spec, and it is 124 inch-pounds followed by an additional 180 degrees. I'm not following that, but if anyone wanted it, if anyone's actually going to reach a torque wrench into here for a sensor, but truth be told, if you kind of just go to it, don't tighten anymore, I would say wrist tight, I guess, is how I would put it. 124 inch-pounds really isn't much. I mean, divided by 12, it's only 10 foot-pounds. And then it should be good. So anyways, let me get this. Let me show a little bit where we're at. See this sensor, wrench. Not going too tight. And that just went downward. But anywho, let me get this, I'll come back. Okay, so not gonna lie, that is a pain in the ass doing it that way. Still trying to tighten it, but figure something else out. You can actually go, if you have fairly long arms, you can actually go through here, and you can put your arm in. All right, put it under this tube. Reach through all the way, and see, you can see my hand. The sensor, hold on. Sensor right here. Oh, my light's falling. Sensor's right there. Now, a ratchet wrench is gonna be your best friend in this situation. So either a 21 millimeter or 13/16. Borrowed this from a buddy in his toolbox. I didn't have one, but reach through the same way with the wrench. Okay, and if you need to, you know, you can use your second hand up here to help guide it. Alright, but right here, just to hold it, use the other hand, which right here is my finger. Set it on the sensor. There we go. This is much easier. I think that's gonna be about it right there. All right, so ideally, because of that oil saturation that you can see, you're supposed to actually replace it, but For one, that's gonna be a pain to reach down there and replace a pigtail. For two, this is my personal vehicle. So if it acts up in the future, I just blame myself, and no harm, no foul. But I'm able to pull it up around this alternator cable and put it about right, so or whatever. Sorry, I know this is not the greatest, but there's not a lot of room. Set you on this oil fill cap and get some brake cleaner. Yes, there's electrical spray as well. And I use a straw because it's much easier to aim. And we're just gonna try and clean this connector out as best as possible. Probably not gonna be perfect. But again, I'm not trying to take all these pipes off. It's not a customer's vehicle. I just want that damn oil pressure light to go away. Let's try this again. Spraying the harness more than the sensor. This is terrible live. And there goes the straw. Hold on, let me do this and I'll get back. Okay, connector's back, connected. Real straightforward, just reach your arm down there, boom, connect it back. On these, I will say, if to make sure that the little PCV port, right, the actual port itself, right, give it a good wipe off with your hand, a rag. If you need to, spray the inside of this with like some little bit of WD-40 or put a dab of oil on it. On the O-rings, there's O-rings in there, just so it slides on pretty easy. Like this one was real tougher to get off. It was kind of dirty under there, so I got that taken care of though. Next will be the that gasket. I need to get that done ASAP. Anyways, I'll do that another day, but let's check out the oil light now. All right, go time. Let's see what happens. Oh, that should be it. So that should be it. Again, sure, you could take all those pipes off, and that's the proper way. All right, I didn't want to do that. It really didn't take that long, maybe 30 minutes, and that's trying to record and whatnot. But yeah, so that's it. So till the next video, I'll try and bring y'all some more stuff, especially on that high pressure pump gasket later. Last thing, be sure to check your oil, because of course that is an oil sensor, and a little bit of oil might come out of your vehicle. So make sure you check your oil when you're done.